It looks like currently in this best of 5 series, Chase is up 2-1.
Wow! He only needs one more! Like, it's RunaMoK of all people. We've seen how clean his CVZ can be.
Mm-hmm.
But Chase is anything but clean.
What? What? What are you saying? Oh god. No, you're right. He's disgusting. He
is though, and he knows it. That's why we love him. As we continue our series here on well, I say continue. Our players are continuing the series. We are jumping in for the first time in the series on Romanticide LE. We're in the bottom right-hand corner of the map, swatting all the way to the bottom right-hand corner. We have the blue Zug player coming down from the land of... It's not Brisbane, is it? No, I think it is.
What?
Somewhere in Australia. He is...
Melbourne.
Victoria.
Victoria.
Melbourne. Victoria? Melbourne? Oh, so there's another M for Main Freak, M for Melbourne. He is... Chase.
And spawning in the top left-hand corner.
Cables.
That he is of Romanticide LE. We have the Australian Terran. He is red, representing Team Opus V. Currently down in the series, but not out by any means. It is RunaMoK. I love how MJ shows up in the chat. I'm just here to say screw Protoss. Understandable, mate. Understandable. But here in this series, there is no Protoss.
Is that better or worse?
We'll find out here. We will find out as we're diving into this series. Oh boy, and yeah. Personally, I hope that we do go all the way to the ace match. I would love to see more of these players, not just these players, but again, we don't have that many Terran players in our region. You know, I want to see RunaMoK do well.
Yeah, we don't have too many of them, but the few that we do are kind of legendary. I mean, part of it is just because we have so few of them that they're a rarity, but I am, of course, talking about Seether. Being the current reigning ANZ champ.
I forgot about that. I forgot that he was a champion.
he forgot that he was a champion. He was like,
oh my God.
I guess I'm the champ now, guys. After he 4-0'd Probe.
Jesus.
After playing nothing but Tarkov for a week.
Yeah, I remember that.
That's not true. He played some Age of Empires too.
He did play some Age of Empires too. He played some Chivalry as well. But we'll see if this. What I do know for sure is that this Terran player here has been playing the game. He has been practicing some StarCraft, and so has Chase. You know, these two, they're dedicated to their craft, and we'll see how this series plays out, because we are on Romanticide, so it does kind of lean towards a more longer games.
It really does, but we'll see if either players really want to go for that. RunaMoK, he doesn't mind going into a longer game. He does prefer, you know, his marine tanks, his timing attacks and whatnot. Chase, on the other hand, not a big fan of that late game. But it's we'll see in ZvZ, from what I remember.
Yeah, I mean, I recall him doing something similar as well. I was lucky enough to cast Chase versus Azure, and he would also go for these like roach all-ins against him on these smaller maps like Lightshade and even Oxide. So we'll see if he does something like that, or if we go into a more, you know, something a little bit more standard, which I would love. Like as amazing as Peppy versus Starduck was, it was basically just 2-base all-in after 2-base all-in after. I guess it was.
Sometimes they worked, sometimes they didn't.
Yeah, pretty much. I guess Blackburn was a little bit different, to be fair, but we'll see what happens here. As so far, Chase is committing to Ling, at least Lings. Oh my god.
True. Blackburn was a 4-base all-in. Or no, a 3-base all-in.
It was. Startup tried to get a 4th up, but it just didn't happen.
Only got yourself to blame for that one, Peppy.
Yeah, but speaking of like the builds a little bit here, something that really shook me is that Link Speed was only just started. Chase delayed his gases for so long. I was shocked. Like the amount of drones that he produced, the amount of queens as well, and now that he finally has the gas, now he's like exploding when it comes to his tech. You know, speed, Bailey Nest, Lair.
We'll see if this comes back to bite him or not, as RunaMoK did not go for what we kind of expect from Terran players nowadays, you know, a 3 PPCC for Starport or some along those sides. Instead, he went for a 2-on-1. This is exactly what you want against pure Lings.
Yeah, I'm just surprised by what Chase is doing, because like I've seen this in like ZvP, but in ZvT it feels so greedy and so risky. Like if RunaMoK had gone for a 1-1-1 with a mass amount of Hellions, like there's a chance there that he would have been able to break through and get into a mineral line. But now, like if the longer this game goes on, like Chase will catch up when it comes to his upgrades. But here come the drops.
They're coming real soon. The drop will not be back home to defend against this Ling run by the wall. It's not a wall. Oh no.
The Lings, they get in, they're wreaking havoc here in the natural base. They pick off not just Hellions, but a couple of Marines as well, and this is delaying the push. Again, RunaMoK, he was just kind of stuck here in the middle of the map for a little bit, and now he finally goes in.
And he's met with nothing but creep for the time being. Banelings have finished up, and a couple of them are currently in production by that natural base. Another couple are looking to fend back at home. RunaMoK has so many, Chase rather, has so many Lings on the ground. He can surround these Marines pretty much effortlessly.
Oh god, that he does. Meanwhile, those cheeky Banelings, they were caught. RunaMoK was able to clean them up. Chase a little bit overly ambitious with that, but they are dealt with. Now Chase is working on his 4th base. His upgrades are now on the way as well. Baneling's speed is finished up. Like, he's getting away with his opener, and yeah, that's he's just getting away with it.
He's getting away with a whole lot more than that, yeah. And now he's already, you know, probed up or droned up to what a Zerg player really needs in the mid game. 62 drones. He is focusing on nothing but his army right now, so let's keep things safe. He knows RunaMoK is going to be very active on the map, so just getting a couple of safety spines. But behind this, Blair finished up. Spire is on the way. He's getting every single upgrade he can afford right now.
Yeah,
which is most of them.
He's going into that Ling Bane Muta, or at least that's what I assume he's going for. Meanwhile, this drop, I mean, it distracts the army, but unfortunately doesn't really get too much damage done here. But RunaMoK, he's going for that multi-pronged attack. He has this drop here towards the south. He's moving in with his own army to hit the 4th.
Yeah, this really seems to be his main army, but will it matter? We shall find out. The Lings start to get in. Mine's a little too late on the burrow. And a tad bit of friendly fire there as well. Chase has cleared this up. Very beautifully done.
That he does. It was one juicy Widowmine shot, but only one. The second one didn't really go off. Meanwhile, this drop here does get swatted away by the Queens. We have a couple of Marines being dropped into the natural, but again, this isn't really too much of a threat. Chase is able to also swat this away. Oh, the Widowmines. Oh.
We're gonna re-burrow and reposition a couple of units.
Yeah, a couple of them do go down. And what's important is that there's no dissection here, so oh my god, like these like the shots, they just keep going off. No!
You know, Chase should be aware of where the mines are coming from right now. If he wanted to, he could try to manually detonate.
He could try, but these two, they're about to reset. Are they gonna get their shots off? One of them? Oh, both of them will.
Yeah, thankfully only on Lings and an Overseer though, so not any major economic damage as Chase continues to rocket ahead. The Mutas on the way too.
Yeah, the Mutas are now finally in production. In comes the second wave of RunaMoK, but there is Ling Bane here, but the Banes, they're going for a bit of a run by.
Let's see if they can find an opening. RunaMoK is already working on surrounding that. No Banelings back at home. There's really nothing to deal with the mass Marines coming Chase's way.
Yeah, Chase is a little bit greedy with this. Like, the Banelings are still kind of floundering in the middle of the map. I'm not too sure where they're going right now. But the Marines, they killed an entire base. They can't really push up this ramp, though. A couple more Banelings are over there. No, the slits!
Split's not quite there, but the hot pickup definitely was. A lot of units are able to make it out. Ooh, some very good trades on the Marines, but no economic damage as of yet. This will give Chase a bit of momentum, but what will he do with that momentum?
Oh, he's
is
morphing
going to be a
in.
question.
Yeah, he's morphing in more Banes. That's exactly what he's doing with that. He wants to try and push up this ramp. But there's a couple of Widowmines on the high ground. Like, I don't know if he really can. And meanwhile, this time, the control is here. This time, the splits are here.
Yeah, not too much left over to really clean up what's left of the Marine army. Chase fighting so far off creep, too. Just a lot easier to micro against the Lingbane.
Yeah, like, I understand that he wanted to go for a counterattack to just keep RunaMoK on the back foot so he could finally get his 4th up and running, but this is dangerous. Chase, like a Zerg player stuck on 3 bases this late into the game, it's terrifying. I almost want Chase to double expand and maybe even triple. Like he just needs a base up and running. Oh my god.
Well, it wouldn't be a terrible idea on Romanticide, but yeah, considering how active RunaMoK has been, I don't blame Chase at all for being afraid to expand. Really started to bite him, though.
It really is. Like, the supplies, like, the gap is getting larger and larger here between the two players. I mean, I guess 2-2 is on the way here for Chase. He's not letting up on his upgrades at least, and he's going for a bit of a counterattack here, but the wall is the wall.
It is. It'd be hard to bust through that, and it gives RunaMoK plenty of time to reposition his army, just like so.
Yeah, exactly, and I'm just waiting for when RunaMoK is feeling confident enough to push out. He's got his Widowmines, he's got his Marines, he has his upgrades. 2-2 has already been done for quite some time.
And Chase just barely used to 1-1.
Yeah, but at least, like,
rather.
At least with his posturing, like, he has been able to get his 4th up and running. He is now starting to saturate it, but in comes RunaMoK here. Looking to try and deny that 4th base once again.
He should be able to do so. He's setting up a concave right on the edges of creep. And Chase does not have enough units to defend against that. A couple of Banelings will connect, but nowhere near enough.
Oh god, exactly. Meanwhile, a couple of Widowmine shots are going off as well, but the Chase, he just can't push into this. The pre-split is just so good. He's got to try and go for it.
But will he actually get it? Very good Widowmine connection on top of a massive clump of the Banelings. Oh! That was the miracle that Chase needed for now.
Yeah, exactly. Finally, a juicy Baneling connection towards the end, but in come the reinforcements, the rally of Marines, the mutas, they're going down, and now there are no more Banelings left.
That there aren't. RunaMoK will need a second or two to regroup with the rest of his army, but once he does, I mean, Chase has been completely unable to get his reinforcements. GG is called. RunaMoK takes it to the ace match.
GG, well played. That was so scrappy there. I was really concerned. It did feel like, for the most part, Chase was taking better engagements until the end, of course. But being stuck on 3 bases for as long as he did, that's rough.
Absolutely is. Zerg, you benefit the most when your economy's out of control, more so than the other 2 races, I should say, because you're going to be losing a lot of units, so you need to be able to remake them. When you don't got that economy, you're not able to replace them.
Definitely, and mate, take a guess at what map number 5 is going to be.
Is it Beckett?
Oh yeah.
Yes! What are the... Okay. They have to have played Blackburn. I don't care if they like it or not. They have to have had played that. They are contractually obligated to have at least once in a series.
Yeah.
I want to say Jagannatha was a veto. But yeah, I mean, Beckett being the final map isn't too surprising. Beckett being played at all is pretty surprising.
Yeah. I guess they must have vetoed Blackburn over Beckett, right? I'm saying Chase in this scenario.
Well, it's one of those things where Blackburn and Beckett are both very rough because of rush distance, but I almost feel like in TVZ, Beckett is a little bit more... It's rough for both players, really, right? Whereas on Blackburn, it's more rough for the Zerg player than the Terran player. And
it's also one of those things where where Chase, he's such an aggressive player as well. Like, put him on Beckett, like, Yo, I wouldn't be surprised if he goes for like a pull first or something insanely aggressive early on.
Yep.
Yeah. As crazy as that sounds.
8-ling, immediate flood. Now, RunaMoK is definitely a player who'll be able to defend against those. He has the control, he has the mechanics, but we're on Beckett. Just because you have the control and the mechanics doesn't mean you'll have to supply when you're on Beckett. Or the units even, yeah.
Oh boy. I don't know how this is gonna pop off. I can't wait. I can never wait here for how this series is gonna turn out. Oh boy. Game 5, this is it. This is what it all comes down to.
Indeed, it is. One of these players are going to qualify. The other player is going to have to try again for Qualifier in the lower bracket. And if they make it there, then, well, they good on them. I have a couple of updates here on the bracket, by the way. Piglet has taken out Chappie, or knocked down Chappie 3-0, and will be our second player qualifying. Very nicely done. I'm a little bit disappointed that they're not going to be playing this out, but yeah, Starduck versus Piglet has been a rivalry that's been going on for the better part of this year. But Starduck decided he wanted to play arcade, so we're not going to be seeing that. Regardless, we would have been casting the other matches. Speaking of other matches, here we are now on Beckett Industries, LE concluding another one of our qualifying rounds here in the top right-hand corner of the map, spawning all the way in the top right-hand corner. Our blue Zerg player coming out for the land of M, representing M for Melbourne, as well as M for Mindfreak, is the #1 internet cable protector, the hunter of sharks. Well, I guess he doesn't hunt them so much as he fights them. Well, I guess you have to hunt them to fight them, but he doesn't kill them, is what I'm trying to say. He just scares them away. He is Chase.
And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Beckett Industries LE, we have the Australian Terran. He's red, representing Team Opus V. It is RunaMoK.
My eyes are basically entirely on the top left-hand corner of the screen where the production's at. Because I need to know, if I blink even once, there's going to be a bunch of Lings or a bunch of Marines or a bunch of somethings on the other side of the map.
Yeah, so...
Oh boy.
So far, we have pretty standard openers from both players. But I agree, like, I want to see how much gas is mined, you know, what it's going to be used on. Is Chase going to go for an early Roach Warren? That's what I would assume, to be honest. Like, a Roach push on a map like Beckett can work quite well. Or is he gonna just try to Ling Bane it up?
Well, the Ling Bane was definitely working decently well.
Yeah.
In their Romanticide game, it's just that RunaMoK was very proactive when it came to scouting his opponent's army, making sure he knew where they were at, even getting precautions to wall off where he did, buying himself enough time to split up his forces. On a map like Beckett, you have a lot less time to do that, so...
This is very true.
It can definitely work a little bit better in the Chase's favor.
Yeah, it definitely can. It definitely can. So I wouldn't blame him if he did go for something a little bit more standard like that kind of unit composition. Meanwhile, RunaMoK is being a little bit annoying here, but Chase was able to slip a drone pass and get his third up and running.
Indeed, he was. Doesn't even have to worry about the KD8 charge being thrown down. Yeah. How satisfying is it like to be able to sneak out a drone when the Reaper is being very annoying, and when the Terran player is being so active with their Reaper? Yeah,
it feels even better when the Reaper turns around and checks and starts attacking that third.
Yeah,
like...
yeah, I can imagine. Because I know how satisfying it is as a Terran player to get the kill on the drone or the creep tumor, or even throw down the KD8 charge just before the Zerg player is able to morph into a hatchery. But I've definitely been on the other side of that too, where I'm like, oh man, oh well. On the other hand, I imagine as a Zerg player, it's got to be, yes! Suck it, you annoying Terran player.
It goes both ways, mate. It goes both ways. But I'm a little bit surprised at this. Okay, so we do have the 1-1-1 opener. We're having some Banshees, mate.
Oh yeah, actual Banshees. I was kind of hoping for a fusion core pretty early on, but yeah, no, RunaMoK isn't completely insane, which is a good sign.
Hey, he's not hot, mate. He's not hot.
Yeah.
Feels bad, man. Feels bad. Meanwhile, RunaMoK does get to come across the map here with a couple of Hellions. Just confirms that there are no drones at the third. Nothing too crazy going on here. Drones are still being made, but just busy saturating the natural, and Chase is going straight into that lair.
Oh my.
Yeah.
Very, very quickly. So yeah, not getting a Roach Warren just yet. Gotta keep our eyes on the gas counts.
Well, he's not getting a Roach Warren. He's also not getting a Bailey Nest, which is shocking to me as well. Which, like, typically you would get to get Bailing speed as fast as possible.
So there's greedy, and then there's real greedy.
Mate, this has to be Mutas, right? Right?
It's gotta be.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Okay, Bailing Nest is being thrown down. I could still be Mutas behind this.
Yeah.
Potentially, but yeah, it's not a Muta rush. Which is a little disappointing, but this is the safer way of doing it, so can't really fault him there.
Yeah, exactly. I was concerned that he was just gonna go Ling Queen straight into Spire or something crazy like that. Meanwhile, he is going for that Bailey Nest. The lair did just finish up. Nothing for it to do quite yet as Chase is trying to chase down these Hellions.
Yeah, I get it.
Hey.
And that's got a pretty good amount of them, but there's no detection here to prevent that Banshee from clearing up the creep. One way of utilizing a Banshee. Banshees are kind of like oracles, aren't they? As long as you keep them alive, technically you're a net positive.
Exactly. Like, you know, there's always value to be had with them. When it comes to harassing, clearing creep, even harassing a couple of queens, you know, they can do quite a lot.
Speaking of quite a lot, there's quite a lot of vulnerable drones here in the main base. Only a single Spore Crawler right now, so with good enough control, RunaMoK can absolutely take out the mineral line and back away.
Yeah, some nice control there by Chase. He did pull away immediately, but still 2 drones did go down. But thankfully behind this, Chase, you know, he's expanding, he's taking another base, he's not forgetting his upgrades or anything like that. Still sticking with Ling Bane. Oh my god.
Even getting +1 melee instead of any other tech choice. Was he attacking the 1+1?
I was wondering.
No.
I was wondering where the queens were. I was wondering, like, yo, I think it was, by the way. I was like, yo, the queens, where are they? They need to show up to help protect, like, the main. But yeah, it looks like Chase had walled himself out and was attacking the wrong Evo chamber. Then they switched to the correct Evo chamber. It's okay. It's still good. Question mark.
You just cancel +1 melee.
Wait, was that he canceled? Okay, sure. He's just sending it. Who needs upgrades?
Apparently not Chase, as he comes in with that Bane Buzz. Decent splits, but RunaMoK is very quickly running out of room to split to the Hellions, putting in a lot of work, as are the Banshees. But look at that connection on top of the SCVs.
Oh my god, exactly. 17 SCVs do go down. But RunaMoK, he holds. And what's scary about this is 1-1 is about to finish up. And unlike Chase, RunaMoK was all over his upgrades.
Indeed, he was. And cancel or kill his own E-base for any reason. Now Chase is starting to get inspired. He knows that this game is going to go on a little bit longer, but I don't know. It might be too little, too late.
Yeah,
let's see what round 2 could do.
This was a
tank out. This
was a really wonky timing, and I'm pretty sure it was meant to end the game. By the way, that's why, like, the Spire, it feels like a plan C for Chase. He's like, oh my god, what do I do? I gotta throw down a Spire. But he is working on the next wave, so maybe he can catch RunaMoK if RunaMoK is being a little bit too greedy and droning up a little bit too much. But now the tanks are coming out.
Yeah, that's gonna help out a ton against the Banelings.
Okay, is the wall gonna be a wall? Is it gonna be a wall? Is it lift, puppy, lift, lift?
It's gotta be. Yep. Ooh. Nicely done. And we were talking about it, the Banshees,
Yeah.
so long as you keep them alive, there's value to be had.
Wow.
There's nothing that shoots up right now for Chase, so...
Exactly.
RunaMoK having an absolute field day.
The Spire is not done yet. The Banshees are doing so much work here. This base is under threat as well. At the same time, we have a couple of Marines clearing up creep. I was hoping that maybe we'll see a 1-1 timing, but it looks like RunaMoK, like he didn't have enough army, so instead starts up 2-2 and is gonna wait for that instead.
He is bricking things up. You'll love to see it. Very nice control with the Banshee once again.
Yeah, keeps them alive, right? They're always going to pose a threat there. Meanwhile, the drop is just being annoying, you know, forcing Chase to respond with his lings as RunaMoK safely gets his third up and running, gets fully saturated, and yo, 2-2. It's on the way. That bio count, that tank count. Oh, man, I'm getting worried for Chase. He finally restarts. Was it intentional that he canceled it, by the way? What do you think?
I want to imagine it was because he wanted to gas for the Banelings, but then now that I think about it, imagine how effective that initial push from Chase would be if +1 finished up. Because it was already halfway done.
It was. I was thinking about that as well. It was halfway done. Like, maybe he thought the even chamber was going to burn down. He was like, oh, God. I don't know, man.
I need to repair it.
Yeah, we're going to need Chase's thoughts on that one later, as RunaMoK is finally pushing out. He's got his tanks. He's got his Marines. 2-2. About to finish up here. That's still a large Zerg army.
Position here. It is a very large Zerg army, but this is a very potent Terran position. Terran stronghold.
Yeah, I'm just worried there's not enough here to buffer for these tanks. Like, they're quite exposed, I feel. There's only a handful of Marines down here.
They are very Funara, yeah.
They are.
Which is why RunaMoK is going to be backing away. Chase takes the opportunity to counterattack. There are no defenses here, as they're all very, very forward. Doesn't take too long, though, to come back home with your main army, as, again, we are on Beacon Industries. That 1-1. Oh, no, 2-2 now.
Yeah.
For RunaMoK, really showing how valuable it can be.
That's what I mean.
Against Chase's 0-0.
Exactly, like the upgrades are insane here for RunaMoK, and now the supplies have closed. He has finally defended. His fourth base is now up and running. Now he can focus on that push. The fourth base, or fifth base, I should say, from Chase did survive, but not for much longer. And now the question is, can Chase hold against this massive Terran army?
The answer is no. At least not towards the south.
Yeah, he doesn't want to
Chase is
fight
well aware that he doesn't even exactly. He's not even bothering with that. He sees all the tanks in such a good position, and the wall is on a wall.
Oh my God, this is exactly what Chase needed. He knows that he can't fight the main army, so he goes for a massive counterattack. He breaks into the natural, breaks into the main,
and pulls the entire army of RunaMoK back. Chase may have lost a base, but RunaMoK is losing a lot of production, a lot of workers, and a lot of army too.
Yeah, exactly. And the Banelings are rolling on in, getting even more decent connections here, and Chase is just rebuilding behind this. RunaMoK sustaining so much damage.
Oh no. He really is. That was a bit of an overstim on a couple of those Marines. Didn't matter that Chase was at an upgrade disadvantage at that point.
Yeah, and it's one of those things where, sure, RunaMoK, he kept all his tanks alive, but he doesn't have the Marines to really support them. But he has to do something with his army, right? I wouldn't blame him if he went for a counterattack. It feels like he's almost forced to do so.
The bear was poked.
Oh God, it has been, but the question is, like, is Chase the bear, you know? Like,
yeah, that's a good question. Trying to push in a little bit. This is a decent position right now for RunaMoK, but it's also a very awkward one. As you were saying, there's not too many Marines left. Tech's definitely very exposed to a couple of these Mutalisks. The rest of them aren't even in the fight. Chase is starting to fight very far off of creep, but he has enough supply to make it happen.
Just like that, Chase, he just swallows up the entire army. The tank count gets reset. The only thing that survives are a handful of Marines and all of the medevacs. To be fair, there's a massive reinforcement wave here. But again, like, imagine this with all those tanks from earlier. Like, what, 5 tanks just died.
Yeah, the Terran army is synergizing very well right now. Definitely not anywhere near as much as the Zerg army is, as the Lynx and the Banes and the Mutas are all working in harmony. Oh, he didn't clean his rocks from earlier. No. That's a lot of free units.
Yeah, Chase, he kind of boxed himself in there with his ground army, lost a lot of supply there, and now RunaMoK, he has a bit of an opportunity. Something else that I just realized, Chase, he's morphing in 3 Banelings. Those are the only Banelings that Chase has. If RunaMoK goes now, I don't think Chase can stop the Marines.
I highly doubt it too, yeah. Chase doing everything he can to try to keep the army back, and he is doing a pretty good job of it, to be fair.
Yeah,
but what can he do behind this? He actually does have better incomes, though.
I was about to say that RunaMoK, unfortunately, he was distracted by the Mutas. He was trying to chase them down instead of going for the counterattack, and now enough time has passed where Chase... exactly. Chase, he rebuilds the Banelings. Now he does have enough to defend if he gets the connections he needs.
That's definitely a big if, though. One thing RunaMoK has been doing pretty well this game is just keeping the creep back. We're at about 15 minutes, and Chase has still been contained to his side of the map when it comes to the creep spread.
But he's doing such a good job at just, like, again, distracting RunaMoK. He came all the way back home to deal with that small run by. This army could have been doing so much more, and Chase is just buying so much breathing room here again, setting up for another counterattack.
He is RunaMoK now aware of that. He just up a tank. A lot of Lynx have been taken out. No more buffer is going to be available for RunaMoK. Oh, for Chase, sorry.
Exactly. Meanwhile, we do have a bit of a drop here going to the main base. Now it's RunaMoK's turn to counterattack and be aggressive here, forcing all the Mutas back home. And now RunaMoK has this key opportunity here to go out across the map. And 3-3 is on the way. Oh my god.
I just realized that Chase doesn't have a hive. He can't get 3-3 of his own.
He can't, man. He's going for the base trade. I don't think he can fight the army, so he's just sending everything. No, RunaMoK's turning around.
Oh, that might be a mistake that cost him. He's not sending back his entire army, to be fair.
True.
Just enough supply to be able to chase this away as he continues to push forward into Chase's side of the map. Mutalisk doing a lot. But Mutalists are also dying a lot.
Yeah, exactly. The Mutas, unfortunately, they fight. No, they can't fight the Marines. So many of the Mutas fall. And the Ling Bane, they were wasted on the SCVs. 24 SCVs went down. That's great and all, but you need Ling Bane to survive against the Marines.
You really, truly do. Right, being so patient as well. Doesn't want to overcommit. He doesn't want to overstay his welcome at all.
Yeah, I mean, I don't blame him, right?
Up Chase.
Like, this is the ace match, you know? It all comes down to this. You don't want to slip up. You don't want to make too many mistakes. He does siege up. He does free splits.
And he does get some tank volleys off on top of those Banelings. You'll love to see it.
Exactly. So key there. And that Muta flock, it's not really a flock anymore, you know? There's only a handful of Mutas left because so many of them died earlier, and Chase just hasn't been able to rebuild them.
But he's gonna try.
That he is. He goes for some harassment instead. Does deal with a missile run. In come the Banelings, but again, the splits are here. Yeah,
honestly, about as good of a connection that I think Chase could have gotten, considering the circumstances, but that's definitely not going to be enough. RunaMoK is looking to reverse sweep this.
God. And just like that, every single Muta goes down. Chase, he's down to 2 bases at this point. He has a handful of Banelings left, a handful of Lings as well. Oh my god, the Barbanes!
That actually helps quite a bit, but they end up connecting mostly Marauders, not the most efficient use. And RunaMoK is slowly starving him out. Look at how low the army supply for Chase is getting. GG is called. RunaMoK! He gets that reverse sweep. I'm so glad we had our ace match on Beckett.
What a game. GG, well played. It was so back and forth. Oh god, I see Zeph in the chat as well. It's like, oh my god, like there were so many opportunities there for RunaMoK, but as you said, he was very patient, right? He was very conservative with how he was using his army. Maybe too much, but in the end, he was able to take the W there. Wow.
That he was. And with that, RunaMoK is going to be our next player qualifying for ANZ Champs Season 2, 2021.